So looking at this now, we have zooming out a bit. You guys have seen this. So all the way back to 2018, MACD peaked, started coming down, kind of an early signal that was sort of the beginning of the end. And this is early, right? So this is even it was coming down into May. Let's see. I'm sorry, the peak that was right around the peak actually, around that 20,000 level, which was December of 17 and January of 2018. That was the peak. So that was pretty good. And then we got into the last cycle in 2021. And right in here, so we had that early price peak in April of 2021, came down a bit, pumped again. But this is where I started to call the market top because this sort of exhaustion move, and it started coming down in November and then December of 2021. And then by January it crossed, and I was pounding the table to get out of those markets. But I was saying to get into cash back in here, those of you remembered. So those that you did, some didn't. And then of course that was the big bear market. So the question is, where are we now? And yeah, so we started to see this roll over in January, and we had that sort of sell off in the altcoins. We do want to see another push, ideally like this, and see what happens. But we'll be watching that, and certainly when that crosses down below this, that's it. That we're out. Monthly MACD crossing below, that's tried and true. Time to get out. But we'll be watching other signals. All right, let's see. Question. Sam says, I heard a while back that Solana was working on a deal to take over 25% of Visa's transactions. Yeah, they were testing that out. They may or may not still be in testing, but I think that's probably still in testing mode. I haven't heard anything new on that, Sam. I had heard that they were doing that a year or two ago. But 25% of Visa's transactions, not sure. I think they need to get their speed and reliability up. I'm not sure if FireDancer would be a backbone of that or not. But if you guys hear of anything, let us know. Alrighty, so that's that monthly chart. I guess let's look at the path to 150K since I didn't do class last week and there was nothing really to talk about. And the Wi-Fi on the ship was not great, on the high seas there. So, but this is interesting. On this daily time frame, we've unpacked this a number of ways, but in terms of this chart, this trend line is holding, and we have this kind of a pattern still potentially in play. And so it just doesn't match up quite as well. It would suggest that we could still double from here before pulling back. So, I did think it was a bit too convenient that we go right to 150K and then it would take us right to 200K. So this is a moving target, but we're not in bearish mode. I mean, we ostensibly could come all the way back down into here because of this trend line there. But in actuality, when we start looking at the multiple angles, also true. I'll turn that back on. And in a bull run, you start to see multiple angles that increase. So we have this kind of thing. Camel talks about that as well. Nothing new there. And we are watching for one final blow off top angle if we get one. So if this does pan out, and we see this type of, then that would all make sense, and then a breakdown of that would be the end of the bull. And so that being said, let's redraw these. We'll keep this on here. We'll have to see what happens. What do you guys think? How will we get there? These we've already covered frontwards and backwards, BlackRock and all of these. So I don't think there's any reason to go into that. We covered pensions, 401k. A lot of these are going in the IBIT. Oh, that's what it was. We were going to go to Apollo, IO, and I thought I had it bookmarked into the. I'll just go to the site. We want to see what the flows of the ETFs are. Let's see. This is it. Platform roles resources. Wow. I guess I'll have to find the bookmark of it. Bear with me here. We'll go under trading. And indicators automation somewhere down in here. I need to alphabetize these at some point. And Wyckoff, YouTube, Kingfisher. What was that again? Bookmap, YouTubers. Where am I? So on the ETFs, news and events, market resources, it's got to be. I've got so many in here, you guys. Stock to flow. We could look at stock to flow. I guess I don't have that bookmarked. Look into Bitcoin. Pi cycle top, fear and greed, rainbow price. We've covered all of that except for stock to flow. That, of course, is plan B. Let that load there. While that's loading, I want to find this, the IBIT, blockchain center, Deribit, Bitcoin counterflow. Where is it, you guys? Coin market cap, altcoin season, no, and Deribit call, Coinbase buying Deribit potentially there, Polymarket, Trueflation, ROI, Trading View. Where did I put that? Look into Bitcoin. So many things to keep an eye on. But yeah, I know I have that saved. Where did I put that? Trade Journal, Glassnode, Hex. I'm struggling to find this thing on the ETFs. Well, what's the other one, you guys? It was like King something. I should know this. ETF flows. There's a couple of those. Tool, there's another one. Maybe that was designed so we could help find a new one. Farside Investors is the one we usually use. Apollo's another one. While that's all loading here, we'll just go up to the stock to flow. Guys, you've seen this. I mean, this is kind of useless. It goes below, it goes above, but it would suggest, a plan B is suggesting that we could get to sort of $380,000 Bitcoin somewhere in this range, $400,000 Bitcoin this cycle. Is he right? We'll see. Okay, on the ETF side, I have not seen this one yet, and top 5 inflows but these aren't Bitcoin. This is terrible UI. Okay, bye. So let's use the Farside Investors ETF Bitcoin flow. This is a little easier to see. So as of today, these are delayed, but we started to see some inflows again, which is good. That's delayed data. We don't have any data on this, but for the month of March, quite a bit of outflows. We need to see this kind of coming in. Well, let's see. 36 average. Yeah, so we're seeing some good inflows. If I'm reading that right. Average, maximum, minimum, it's hard to say. A total inflows of 36,000 Bitcoin. Overall. So, and the biggest buyers, it looks like, is the IBIT, clearly. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Watch this first column. So, anyway, clear as mud. There you go. Stock to flow we talked about. Guys, there's not much more we can talk about here. Do you guys have any questions? David, thank you. I just found it. Yeah, let's look at the Hey Apollo one, and I'll bookmark that thing again. So, taking forever to load. Where's the other version of it? Bitcoin tracker flows. This is a bit hard to read. But let me see, can I zoom out on this? I thought we had a different one. And the Far Side. Who remembers the Far Side cartoon? No, we already saw that. Let's see. If we take off the flows, maybe that was it. Bitcoin tracker. I think this is the one. Yeah, because I have it bookmarked. I just don't know where. So essentially, the IBITs, if we go down below, we can see the IBITs really pushing up higher there. Hard to get any meaningful data out of it. So this thing kind of is in a loop, so it's not really helpful. Well, I don't know, guys. That's all I have for you. And is there anything you want me to answer? I have been watching, and there's only one negative scenario that I didn't get to finish watching, and it's by a guy who's pretty good, but his channel is a bit painful to watch. So I'll unpack that, and let you guys know. But I've already said SUI and the SUI pad and SUI swap look good to me. And in terms of other things to watch, my hot list, I've already mentioned. Hopefully, you guys are taking notes, so I'm not going to recap it. But I shared these in the chat the other day. I like Solana, Bitcoin, Filecoin, Aptos, Helium, Ondo, OGN, Stacks, starting to look a little better. Injective, Lido, Sui. I think what I'm going to do right after class is I'm going to sell something, lighten the position a bit, maybe lighten Sol a little bit. I like Sol, but I'd like to have some Sui as a hedge. And starting to see it sell off a little bit here today. So I don't know. But had multiple days of upside. I don't like this bullish. I don't like this bearish engulfing candle though. So we could see a few days of pullback on Solana here. I don't know. Do we have any economic news this week? I should know that. Let's do that because that could certainly be a factor. And price PCE Friday. PCE. Some of these I just don't bother with. And so PCE, what is that? You mean PCI? Wednesday. Let's see. Red folders are the important ones. Looking at, we have Australian, don't care about that. We have Thursday, USD, GDP, unemployment on Thursday. Friday, we have retail sales, PCE. You were correct. Price consumer or something. I don't know, you guys. PCE is not a really big one. They call it a red folder. We don't really hear a lot about the PCE. I should probably know what that stands for, but I don't really care. Because it's all about how the market reacts to them. There's PCI and CPI, those are the important ones, and FOMC comments, and the jobless claims, most important. Let's see. President Trump speaks today at 4 p.m. I think I heard that. That could go either way. So I think, look, the markets are just taking a breather, a nice little push into some more profits. But at this point, we want to ask ourselves: did we draw our parallel channel correctly? We being I. So if it's rejecting here, always want to be aware of that. And as I redraw this, it looks like it could be rejecting or putting in a higher low. We want to watch for confirmation. I'll be watching very carefully on this daily time frame for Solana to kind of break back above that range. Oops, don't need two of them. And really needs to clear this area. So if it comes up and retests, and likely the pattern would be something like, it's not gonna let me draw over it because I've got it already in this, but down, up, down, or if it breaks out of the parallel trending channel up into here, down to retest the channel, up into resistance, back down, break through, retest. So, we're in for zigzag. And these are great for swing trading opportunities. So, all right, you guys, that's all we have time for. Good to be back. I'll be updating you as we go. And we'll see what happens. But soon enough, we should really see some upside here. Everything in green. Only thing really looking solid here, again, that's SUI and the SUI swap, SUI pad, etc. So I would take a look at getting some of that. And I'll leave you guys with that. And I'll talk to you guys next week. And of course, we'll be keeping you updated daily. All right. Hey, this is Brett from Moonstream. If you'd like to learn more about our pro trading signals or our live classes every Wednesday or our Retire Rich program, go over to moonstream.io/start.